Viewers advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today we are doing a discussion on Trickerion, Legends of Illusion. Legends of Illusion. Let's do some targeted selection. What do you guys think of the theme?
Well, it's fucking magic.
No, seriously, would you guys like the theme?
Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright?
Well, I mean, it's not my favorite.
Gotcha.
So,
I really like it.
Yeah, it's a good theme.
Yeah.
It works. You buy you buy stuff, you perform, you at each other's throats. It's great.
More or less.
Oh, you're at each other's throats.
Well, your people are literally
Well, you've had a few purchases that didn't return that last time.
No, I think this theme is fantastic. It's a theme that's not really done, actually, at all that I can think of. Like, I only think of, like, whenever you think of magic, you think of actual wizards and fantasy magic, not stage magicians doing tricks.
doing fake magic.
So I think the theme is awesome. Now, the big, I guess, elephant in the room, more or less, is this is the same company that did Anachrony. And we've done Anachrony on the show, so go check out the run through for that and the discussion on that. But which one do you guys like better? Which one do you think?
Oh shit!
Whoo!
Did I land on something?
What fell?
It's the
Says
counterbalance.
wait. It's my counterbalance. Jesus. Anyway, what do you guys think of? What do you guys like better between this and Anachrony?
You know, that's kind of like if I had to choose someone stabbing me in the stomach until I die, or shooting me in the chest until I die.
Cool. Which one's worse?
I would say, I think I would rather be stabbed to death. And I'd say this is the stabbing.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know which is which.
Yeah, because I would imagine if a bullet hits your lungs and you're just, I
Fair
think
enough,
stabbing.
I guess. I think both games are
I've been
phenomenal.
watching a lot of
Anyway, so, Devin, what about you?
Well, like this and Anachrony, both pretty neat. Certainly, this one is of easier access. Anachrony was very intimidating going in.
Yeah.
That's a lot of symbols.
It is a lot of symbols.
What was your question again? Sorry.
Which one do you like better?
Which one I like better? It's been a while since Anachrony.
That's true.
But I felt like this one had a good, a decent catch-up mechanic, somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Balancing out with the giving you first dibs and also giving you a cheaper
Fame.
advertisement.
Yeah, advertisement.
Yeah, and I felt like those kind of worked together pretty well, so I didn't feel like a complete heap of shit when I lost the game. But yeah, it was an enjoyable game.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like it's normally going to come down to theme, like because they're both very intricate games. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, but for me, I think both games are more overwhelming than they appear than they actually are. Anachrony for sure because of all the symbols. But once you play it once, or even halfway through a game, you're like, oh, okay, there's like 10 symbols maybe. Where they all start to just make sense. Like, that only engineers can go here, or stuff like that. So, then it comes, do you want to do... Because that one's about time travel with the paradox things, timeline, and stuff like that, which is also a very interesting theme. And then you have this one about stage magicians, which I very much like, and it gives me the prestige kind of feel. So, I'm kind of torn. I think, initially... I liked Anachrony better because that market row mistake, where I thought you bought off of this, I was like, that just screws you. Like you could just hate buy and just screw someone out because I know you need that. You obviously ordered it, so I'll go there. So I didn't like that, and it kind of held us back. But with that being fixed, I think this game is very streamlined. Which one's easier to teach? Definitely this one, because you don't have to explain the paradox and then having to go back and fix your paradoxes. Everything else is very straightforward, I think. The only thing that's confusing about this game, and it shouldn't be as confusing as it is, but it's your tricks. like, you assign, it's like, so what do I do with these spades? It's like, no, those just show you what trick is actually there. Then I'm playing a bunch of cards, I guess. It might have been their way of showing, like, a playbill, and I guess if you're looking at it, you're like, oh, the Riverside Theater, and then it's kind of like, you expect, I guess, like a bunch of posters of these. Oh, there's the Zigzag Lady right there, and then that's the order. But
And my living piano for the 800th time.
But you, but yeah, so like trying to, explaining the downtown and Market Row and Workshop, it's like, oh, that's easy. Those are the actions you can do. Here's the theater, and then that's always the big, difficult part to kind of maybe wrap your head around. I will say, to understand this game, I had to watch how to play because the rules, while they're not bad, there's just, it's easier to see it in action, I guess. So that could be kind of daunting for some. Anachrony, I guess, is the same way. At least in this one, it doesn't tell you to skip a whole phase until later. So yeah, I think, I don't know which one I like better. I feel like this one would be easier to get to the table, just for sheer simplicity. But Mindclash does these very intricate, awesome themed games. Another one that just came out, I think it's called Celestia, or Celeria, I think, and it's about emotions. So they do these weird themes. Now, what I do really like is, I love the card play on how that's how you're determining where your actions, where your people are going. Do you guys like that? Do you like that extra layer, or do you think that there should just be worker placement spots for you to go?
Well, I mean, placing the cards does certainly give you a little more insight as to what your opponents are thinking.
Right.
It's pretty neat because, like, I remember one turn I had laid out my cards and I saw that absolutely no one placed in Market Row. So I was like, oh, I can put that off and go first somewhere else that everyone else wants to go to, and now they get shit.
Yep.
So that, yeah, I did like that. I mean, because then the initiative, that also kind of helps, anyone behind. Just a little sliver of hope.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a good, kind of keeps everyone in check.
I like it a lot. It has an extra layer of strategy, because not only do you, that's a good point, because you can hold off on things if no one else is going there, but you're also trying to weigh out what your opponents are going to do. Like, okay, do they need to buy stuff? Okay, I guess I won't go to the Market Row right now because they're going to probably take all the good spots, so I'll try and go downtown. Oh crap, they all went downtown, so now I put my stupid apprentice, and he's going there, he can't get me anything. But I like how this game has some element of luck in that, and then there's also the dice, where it's like, okay, well, those didn't roll all that great, but you can send your magician or your specialist to go there and mitigate that. Be like, okay, I'll spend 2 actions to get a manager, and then now I can hire him because I have 5 total actions, so I like that. What do you think?
About the card?
About the card placement, or do you think it should just, because you play enough worker placement spots where you have meeples and you go somewhere.
I mean, you essentially do place meeples. Like, you place down your
You place
cards.
your workers, right, but it's not like a free-for-all.
Right.
Where everything is available for you. You have to actually assign.
That's the only difference.
people.
That's literally the only difference, is that you just have to assign. It's alright, I guess. I mean, it does kind of give you that edge of well, we all went to the theater and we all went downtown, so someone's getting screwed.
Was there any negatives that popped out to you guys?
Yeah.
What?
So I'm still a little bit confused by why, like, we can't intrude on our days, right?
Right.
So we're all performing on different days, so why are our acts intertwining, I guess? Like, I don't understand.
Because you're essentially a guest.
You're a guest star. So when you're a guest star and somebody performs, like, somebody's on Thursday and you're on Friday, and they perform, when you're a guest, it wipes your performance.
It doesn't wipe your performance.
But you can't do
you do your act. You still get your trick.
But not for Saturday. Or for Friday, theoretically.
Right, so if you went on Thursday, or like if you went on Friday, and you assigned places to, whatever that one.
Yeah.
And I go on Thursday, and I assign to the same one, and since I'm going on Thursday, I'm performing first, so I pick that playbill. So you're on it, it's kind of like a band, you have an opener, people aren't paying to see them, they're paying to see the main guy. You know, so you're there, and you're still getting your fame and your money for being there, depending on what trick you put there. But I'm the headliner, so I get the bonus stuff. But it's I guess it's a way to not screw you. Like if you place there and only I get the benefits and your tricks were just fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's a way that
But dude,
someone can because if you can only take a day. Like because obviously if I perform there, your workers aren't going to be there.
right.
Because it's like, why would you work for me? I guess it's also a way to, if you had people there and I had things there, or if you had tricks there, then all of a sudden I can't go there. It's a way to just not hose out. Like if you placed one there.
I guess a better example is if somebody went on Thursday and nobody went in the middle of the week or in the middle of the weekend, and then I went on Sunday, would I still get Sunday's benefits?
If you performed, yes.
Right. So if you wiped my performance, then I wouldn't get Sunday's benefits.
Correct.
That's my beef.
Correct.
That's my sorry.
Right, and that's the
Chose a bad day.
Right. That's why there's a balance. So this was kind of gonna lead into, not necessarily it's not a negative. It's just there is something you need to do throughout this game, and it's get more than one trick.
No.
Okay. Well, that's why, because you can only do so much with one trick.
Right.
That if I take the one that you happen to go on because you have nothing else to show, then great. I mean, that's essentially thematically it makes sense. Wow, your butterfly's on Thursday. Well, I don't give a shit about Friday or Sunday. Whereas I have 3 tricks that everyone wants to see. You know, so I have enough. Like I have the total of 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 times I could have done this act that I had to spread throughout the week.
Right.
So like you kind of want to.
Did you ever hire people?
I hired an apprentice.
When?
Very last round.
So how'd you get all those tricks to pop off?
Because.
How'd you have the time?
Huh?
So how'd you have the time?
Well,
Because
he like prepped. Like if you prep on Thursday, then you get like extra
You
prep.
get extra time.
But then he didn't even
I didn't
perform that
perform,
day. He
I
just
waited
built
to-
one up real
Gotcha.
good.
Yeah.
But then he had a few left over to put onto a different time, so that's why he went off so much that last round.
Yeah, so my strategy was in round 4, I sent my assistant and then a worker to put a bunch on that one, and that's the one that moved over. And then the next turn, I actually sent my magician to go perform.
Right.
And then that same round, in round 5, I had an assistant go also on Thursday, and the remaining tricks I popped into a different playbill. So then I performed mine, and then just waited till you guys did yours. So that's definitely the hard strategy that I've found each time I've played this game, is that if you're stuck on one spell, you're not really gonna. I mean, you guys still did pretty well, like 63 to 50, like 13 points, but that's only like a couple, really good shows. Like.
And there was a lot of inefficiency. Like I was still like, oh, I went and bought things. I kept short on money. I was like, I probably could have got other assistants that would have just been more efficient with the general
Right. Or
layout.
more spells
just
and
like more familiarity with the game would help. But it's
for sure. Because I also both of my spells, my Zigzag Lady and Burning Mummy, require and my Barricade Barrels all required the same 3, like oil, linen, and wood.
right.
So I had enough just to do all the.
And that's what I had trouble with. I was like looking in there. I'm like, okay, so I started with this one, and like, oh, literally everything else uses fuck all.
Uses metal,
Yeah,
great.
or garbage that
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's no way.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to stick in between. That's what another thing I like is you don't have to stick to your school.
Right.
I did because I was actually testing to see if you could do well on that because the
Do you have
links.
any like rank 16s?
I had 1.
Okay.
And that's another benefit is because when you create links with 16s, you get 2 fame or 2 money.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 1. But then the other thing is you need to try and figure out how to integrate links together to do that. So if you have more spells, you have more opportunities to do 3 actions, pop 3, tricks, and link all 3 of them potentially. If you have a variety of tricks, then it only makes it that much easier. Because, I have an illusion trick as well as an escapist trick, so now I can match an eye to an eye and a chain to a chain. So there is a learning curve to the game, for sure. I can't imagine Mindclash making a game where there isn't a learning curve.
Yeah, God forbid.
I see why that's a negative. because it can screw you.
Right.
I think that's why
I just felt like I was playing catch up the whole time because I also just realized that because I was like, well, how the fuck do you guys have so many people? I started with one less than you guys, so I never felt like I had enough time to get another person when I should have just fucking done it.
Yeah.
I also had a bad turn where I was like, oh shit, I can't use them, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah, so. There is a game, and we've said it a couple times, this game is all about efficiency. Anachrony is the same way, being very efficient with your turns.
Any worker placement,
yeah.
It's all efficiency.
Yeah, that's true. Some more than others, but yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. That's why in any worker placement, whenever you held on, like you were going to hold on to an ability, and I'm like, there's no reason why you should just hop on to another playbill, and even if you don't get to perform it, you get your
a perk.
Your small perk, which I do like, because you said this game was cutthroat. I mean, it can be. Like, you easily could have gone Thursday and play that build because you had one there to just have it go off and stop me from getting that many bonuses. I still would have gotten my spell stuff, which I like. I like how it's not just, oh, you didn't perform it, sorry, you don't get anything. You still get your stuff, but you don't get all the extra stuff, which definitely helps. But yeah, that's probably as cutthroat as it really gets. Maybe the downtown spot, and potentially hoarding some spots where I was like screwed of going to downtown, so I'm like, I guess I'll go there. I very much like the money management of the game, where if you don't pay them, you lose fame. But you actually ran out of money, but then you were able to perform and get paid to pay them.
That was like, I got a little too fixated on that. I was like, okay, for max efficiency, I can't go there to get money. I have to get paid from my axe.
Yeah.
And then I think I got me hung up, and then I couldn't afford the things that to buy at the market. And I'm like, oh, I need other tricks I can. I don't have the stuff. I gotta make another trip. Yep. I don't have no people.
Right. So
I needed a dove.
Yeah, I mean, and you had enough money to go in quick order it.
Yeah.
And be like, fucking take it, I'll get my dove. But that's why I like the opportunities for the specialist. I'm trying to figure out which one's the best one. To me, and maybe it's just my sense of strategy, more workers is always better in a worker placement game. I guess this is essentially a worker placement. But it's like, why would you not want to start with an additional apprentice? But getting your resources, and especially making it count, because you had 2 metal and 4 linen, technically. You never needed 4 linen,
right.
But you essentially had 3.
I was in it for her +2.
Yeah, everyone gives you the +2. Your manager, like I said, gives you double resources, so if you had a dove, you can just, you essentially save time.
You just put them over there, and then you just have 2 of that.
Yep. Or if you had 2 tokens, like if you had 2 glass on there, you have 3 glass. And then your engineer allows you to always have a spell prepped, and you start with an extra spell. So it's essentially, what do you want to start with? You're going to have an advantage. Do you want to start with another worker and have that over someone? Do you want to have a second spell, which will definitely help to kickstart you? Or do you want to start with more resources so you don't want to have to go out and buy? I can't remember. I think I started with the apprentice last time I played this game too. And it was just... So I don't know. I don't know if... But I've never found a reason to go and get another one. Like, it's never... You never have the time. You probably never have the money to...
How much does it cost to get another?
It's 3 actions to get them, and you just place them over here.
So you can still get access if they're not your first one?
Yeah, you can still... We just never rolled it. This was always an X.
That's true.
So they were never available. Granted, you could go there with your magician, hopefully get the first spot, change it to a person you want, then hire them. But if you're using them... Because you can definitely stack it. You can be like, oh, I'll place my assistant there and my manager there, so I'm getting 2 fame and 3 money, plus your spells and all that. But then you have to pay them. But if you have your manager, that kind of negates the cost. So there's definitely a lot of depth to this game. I have never played the Dark Alley expansion. I don't know what that does. The game also comes with another variant where your magicians can have their own special ability. And you can also have, let's see, other variants are, like the Master of Change, Breaking Free. Before the performance phase, you may take a special reschedule action without placing any characters. Unlike the normal reschedule action, you receive the link bonuses if you create links. So, and that's another thing, babe, that if you, like what Devin did, for example, he had more on that bill, and you just had the one, but if you wanted to perform Sunday, you could have seen that he was going there, and you could have sent someone, done an action, and then move it to a different bill.
When could I have done that?
When you place a worker into the spot. Because there's two actions.
So I'd have to have a free worker.
Yeah, you'd have to have a free worker. So, like, if you went after him, for example, you saw he was loading up that bill that you had one of your
Gotcha.
tricks
so
on.
I'd have to be, it'd have to be a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a reaction when I placed it.
Right, and I think you only had an apprentice available, and you were performing Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the risk, because it's a risk reward in this day. Do you want to go early, guarantee what playbill you want to do, but take a penalty? Or do you want to go later, hope that you get to perform, and then get a really good bonus? So there's just a lot to this game. I definitely think it's balanced. I know there are cards like upgrade cards. That's a variant, which I think is with the Dark Alley expansion. So I really like it. Do you have any negatives about the game? I guess maybe one for me was, and it might be for you as well, was, there is a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to...
it goes for these types of games.
Yeah.
You just gotta get used to it.
Right.
Okay, this is...
Right.
And then once everyone has, like, essentially a strategy, then it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We all gave each other a pass.
We all did get one pass on placing, but yeah, that could definitely, placing the cards, you can definitely hurt yourself. It's like, oh, I meant to go to my workshop, I don't have any spells prepped, I'm all going to the theater, I'm a fucking loser. But yeah, any negatives?
Not particularly. I mean, well-made game. It's interesting.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like the art. We mentioned it during...
Oh yeah, you did say that. I love the art.
I think this looks so sandy and boring.
I will admit, I think the board is pretty boring.
I think the people look weird.
They do look weird. It's a very...
I like what's on my background. Like, I like the kind of sketch look. I don't like the realism of the sketch more than that.
Yeah, I like that. I like the art on the cards. For the most part, there's some where it's cartoony, but others, like my Burning Mummy, it looks really cool, but then my barrel, like, it looks like a claymation.
Right, well, if you notice, it's like Magic on the bottom, there's different designers, or different artists.
Oh, okay.
I saw that. I don't like my character design. This is such a fucking who gives a shit kind of thing, but I think it looks so... He's got an eyeball that has rings around it, like a planet. The bird looks like it's on a fucking peach, and...
It's very like abstract art. I will say though, this game could do like the art on the cards is essentially pretty vibrant and I do like the realism. It does do whatever time period this is, whatever time period the Prestige was. I think is where this was at. I think it does give that feel, that grimy, gritty feel. It
makes everything look like it's been shut down for 10 years and it's real.
But yeah, like it is a lot of brown and it feels a lot busier than it is, or it looks a lot busier because it actually is. So it just kind of all blends.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting here and I was like, oh, there's the theater, and like it doesn't stand out. Like you could have had like these be vibrant and colorful and poppy, but I think it's supposed to represent. But Magic, like Stage Magician in the fucking 20s or wherever this was not that cool. It wasn't all like lights and flare. Like it wasn't. David Copperfield?
Blaine.
It's not David Blaine or Chris Angel. Mind freeze stuff where they're stabbing each other.
Yeah, you know, that's so weird. Like, I wonder how that profession started. Like, I'm gonna trick people.
Right.
Legally.
Yeah, so it's, I think it does a pretty good job. I like the art.
Yeah, that's just something stupid. I know I mentioned it and I was just like, I'm not in.
Wrong.
Because it's just like, brown.
That is true. There is a lot of brown.
Brown.
Orange.
Amber.
Is there anything else? I can't really think of anything. You mentioned the catch-up mechanic, the mechanism, which I do like. Because Kat was actually still back here while we were on this row, and you ended up tying, technically getting second place because you
only have one spell.
You did only, see, that's the other thing. You
But
probably
it is possible. It is possible. If I had just hammered down my first turn to buy someone. If I had thought that, I'd
buy someone or get a second spell. Like you got.
Well, if I had gone and gotten my dove, for some reason I thought it was harder to get a dove.
No, I mean you could quit. You had the money, so
I definitely had the money.
yeah. I mean you were probably more set up for success than I was. Mainly because you never went on Thursday, so you always got fame.
Yeah,
and you jumped on early to get money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never went.
That's what I did last game. I was like, oh fuck you guys.
Yeah. So I think we all had employed different strategies. I was going for all the spells and banking off the money that I got there.
Yeah. Well, mine was like, if I can't pay my people, I can't put on a show. So
that's fair.
I need money now.
I will say, almost every single action is thematic. Like I like how Thursday is like no one gives a shit about
it's like
Magic
they want to go,
Thursday.
but they have to go to work tomorrow.
Sunday is like everyone's excited, so you're kind of in a hurry to get everything set up. But you get a bonus because it's Sunday and everyone wants to see a show before they have to go to work on Monday.
See, I would think Saturday would be the prime day, but maybe things just didn't happen.
I don't know. That's kind of how I did it.
Because I like to be lazy on Sunday. I don't want to go do something.
I like how you do tie up spots because we don't work together.
Yeah.
Why would my people work with you?
I like how downtown can get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crowded.
Yep. Like, you go back and, like, if I'm the third one, I can't go to the bank. I need a loan. Okay, that's enough.
We have no more money.
There's too many of you. We have no more money.
That one magician won't pay it back.
I love how you get to pick your spells. It's not like a deck that you draw. And you're like, oh, great, I can't do this one. You get to choose.
Right.
And,
yeah, that does help. That way, yeah. If you just get an overpowered one, and you're like,
yeah, everything is, I think, grounded in theme, which I thought Anachrony was as well. So, Mindclash games, I mean, I think I have their Celeria one in my cart. I need to just pull the trigger and get it, because they're kind of like in that same boat that Awakened Realms is, where they can't really do any wrong. This War of Mine, Nemesis, their Tainted Grail one that I know is going to be fantastic.
It better be.
I just bought another, it's a skirmish game by them, so that looks really good. Lords of Hellas, I want to give another shot. I'm not going to buy it, but Awakened Realms, so far, it can really do no wrong. But anyway, scale of 1 to 10.
Oh shit, I don't want to start.
Okay, I'll start. 9.5. Like, it might be a 10 if the Dark Alley expansion is cool. But as of right now, like, it just hits on all cylinders for me. I can't think of a negative. It would be lower if that Market Row thing was what I thought it was. Our friend thought, actually, here, did you guys think the game was too short? Or do you think 5 rounds is enough?
No, I think 5 rounds is fine.
I mean, as big as that, like, point generator, like, is, I felt like it should have been a longer game.
It's almost like a lead-on,
yeah, I can't imagine hitting 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I just suck. Or unless you just ramp up and you try to get those 16 points. I'm assuming maybe the 100 is probably for the expansion, if you add in the expansion. Because there's 32 fame cards where you probably just add more and more. And then there's a third construction, a third theater that you can format. So that might be
maybe
it.
They'll add more turns? No, probably not.
I'm pretty sure it's still 5, but yeah, our friend that we played this with thought it should have been like 12 turns, and I'm like, oh hell no, because I think 5 is enough, because if you have more turns, then you don't have to be as efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, worker placements are all about pretty much doing everything right the first time and benefiting off that to the best of your ability.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're given too many turns, then there's no stress to that.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean, maybe 6 rounds, 7 potentially. That'd probably be as far as I would go, if you wanted that leeway.
I think what would be good is if you play the game once with the same group of people that you were going to play it with next time. Give yourself fake extended rounds.
Oh yeah.
That way, if you do fuck up, like, everyone can recover. And then play the game normal, because I think once you get it down, like, that's what I'm also thinking about the track is, like, once you probably get the game down and you really know what you're doing, you probably will hit those high numbers. Like, everybody probably will be like, okay, I need to do this right now.
Yeah, for sure.
The big
I agree with that. But yeah, 9.5 for me. I got no negatives. I like this better than Anachrony.
Why wouldn't you?
I might like this. I might like it better than Anachrony because it's a little bit simpler, and I think I like the theme better. I do like time travel, and I like that Armageddon kind of thing. But I really like old-timey magic, and I really think this theme is awesome. So 9.5.
9.5.
He's like 2.
Might give it a 9. But I'll give it an 8.
An 8?
An 8. I mean, it's a well-made game. Does what they set out to do.
What if it didn't? What if like they?
If it didn't, like if it flopped, then I'm like, oh yeah, they didn't do what they set out to do.
I think it did. I think it did really well. This was out
the
of print
theme's good.
for a while.
I like the color scheme. I mean, I don't mind all the brown too much. I mean,
right.
The art's good.
It is soothing.
I feel like all the interlocking parts. I don't feel like there's any. I mean, as far as I know, any two like overpowered particular builds.
I haven't.
Yeah, good player-to-player interaction without being extraordinarily cutthroat, but being just the right amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worker placement. It's always been kind of my kind of a gray area for me. I'm just like, I can play.
Do you like worker placement better than area control?
Maybe a smidge better.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I could do an area control that doesn't turn into people yelling, getting angry.
Area control. Here's the thing about area control. It never works well with 3.
Yeah.
Or 2 aggressive players and a very passive player.
Right. Yeah. Anyone
who's kind of trying to stay out of it, then it's only going to be 1v1 and then the other person. Unless then we have to turn and try and target them.
But
then someone's getting targeted. But 3 players works better in area control if everyone's being aggressive and you're consciously like, okay, I've attacked you a lot, I need to move on to you. But you're a threat the entire game. Yeah, so usually 4 is a good number for area control. But
it really depends on the game.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, it just depends.
Yeah. Really. Do you, I know it's been a little bit since Anachrony, but do you know which one? Would you rather play this or would you rather play Anachrony? If I was like, hey, we're playing one of these games, which one do you want me to set up?
I did kind of like Anachrony, strangely.
Okay.
I mean, this one was simpler, easier to pick up.
Yeah. Anachrony has that tableau building, though, where you have your own little mine thing that you can pop.
Yeah, you kind of like that, and you create your own little, you get your little workers. And yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I like Anachrony a little bit better, but I still, this one's so good.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so 8.
Well, my name's Debbie, and I'm a downer. I'm just gonna give it a flat 5.
You think it's average?
I think it's average to me. yeah, to me. I don't really
Worker placements and women.
I don't like their games. I don't think I like their games. I fucking hate it.
It's because you're stupid. That's what it all boils down to.
We're getting a divorce.
When were we married? Here's the certificate. No, I was sort of on the fence when we first played it.
You didn't do bad either. That's what you did.
And that's how you know I'm being fair.
All right, that's fair.
It just doesn't do anything for me, for my delicate sensibilities. I like my bird games.
Like your bird? Oh, Wingspan.
Despite me not liking birds. No, it's just, I don't know. I'm not super into it. I'll still play it. You know, if you make me, I'll do it. But
I think that's any game. Alright, we're popping out Feudum.
Oh, no, I don't want to play Feudum. No. Please don't.
Okay, so
I'll play this over Feudum.
Alright, so average game to you.
And I do like this better than Anachrony. I think Anachrony is just not fun.
Yeah, it's going to come down to theme on both of them. And then this one's a little bit more simplistic. If you want to be more strategic, Anachrony. This one still gives you that right amount. So, alright, so 5, 8, and 9.5.
Just shut down its average. Just
brought it down.
Anyway, I'm a voiceover. I'm gonna be a Debbie Downer.
10.
I think it's a 10.
It's like you lower your voice way down.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our thoughts on Trickerion. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this, and if you like this video, then click the subscribe button below to enjoy any video that I put out. And right next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that so you get notified of whenever I actually upload these videos. If you want to support the channel, you can definitely visit my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.